Donald Trump was asked recently at Chopper Talk about the Bahamas and the plight of the people there. And I want to give you an idea of how seriously he takes it. And as we've been alluding to, based on the nature of the people there in this clip.
You know, we're recovering from the hurricane also. Florida did get hit, not as hard as we anticipated. And you look at Georgia, you look at South Carolina, North Carolina, we have to be very careful. Everybody needs totally proper documentation because the Bahamas had some tremendous problems with people going to the Bahamas that weren't supposed to be there. I don't want to allow people that weren't supposed to be in the Bahamas to come into the United States, including some very bad people and some very bad gang members and some very, very bad drug dealers. So we are going to be very, very strong in that. Let me just explain. Large sections, believe it or not, of the Bahamas were not hit. And what we're doing is bringing the people to those sections of the Bahamas that have not been hit.
So in less than a minute, he said 3 awful things. So one is, hey, we were hit too, even though Florida did much better than it was expected. So who cares what happens to them? You know, my mom lives on Pompano Beach, like it's right in the hurricane lane, and they're fine, okay? They'll recover. I think they have to replace their dock. Okay, they're gonna be okay. They're not dying in the streets. Second, we need extreme vetting because these people are all terrible gang members and criminals. Gee, I wonder.
Drug dealers, I know.
I wonder why that's what his response is in this particular case. And then 3, what was the third? Oh, large sections haven't been hit. Okay, then those areas don't need as much help. Okay, but the places that were hit do need help. People are dying right now.
They need documentation. Before he even said the drug dealers things, that we need significant documentation for them because there are a lot of bad people coming into there. You need documentation to basically house people in the Bahamas who are our North American neighbors, while after they've been hit so significantly by this natural disaster. And you know, I'm sure Donald Trump has had no problem going to the Bahamas and areas like that for vacations and for golfing and for all of these hoity-toity events. But when it actually comes down to helping the people who live there, who are the offset of the profit and the rampant capitalism that he espouses, then no. They're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're what, he's gonna take another step further and call them rapists too?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they're our neighbors. We have the resources to help them. Like, when there are problems in the world that theoretically people in the military industrial complex think can be solved by bombing them, any amount of resources is fine. But if building something back up is the solution, not so much interest. Like, we have all this wealth, all this power, all this influence, the ability to extend our power around the world. And we'll do it under certain circumstances, but especially under Donald Trump, although historically too, this sort of thing, they're not our people. And even if they were our people, if it was Puerto Rico, do we really care? It's not Texas. I mean, come on, do they really need our help? It's just, that was just the response of some racist you talk to in a bar. Like, they're probably criminals, they're probably drug dealers. Let them die. Honestly, who cares? That's what you get from our president.
The lack of empathy is not even putting it too harshly.
Exactly.
It's just disgusting.